I am calling you to stop right now, because there is an important warning I want to place in your heart before you continue on the road ahead. My beloved child, do not scroll past this moment as though it were only something ordinary among countless sounds and images rushing through your life. I do not come to make you panic, nor do I come to place a new burden upon your shoulders. I come as a merciful Father, the one who sees what you have not yet seen, who knows the turns you have not yet recognized, and who loves you enough not to let you keep walking in indifference. There are moments in your life that will not return in exactly the same way. Not because I reject you, but because every season carries its own invitation. Today, that invitation is this: listen, awaken, and allow me to draw you away from what could wound your heart and cause you to wander from the peace I have prepared for you. Understand that what I am speaking is not meant to sow fear in your heart, but to awaken the part of you that has been covered for too long by weariness, haste, and distraction. I know you have ignored small reminders before, pushed aside unsettled feelings, and told yourself everything would be fine, even though inside you knew something needed to be reconsidered. I know there were times when you did not want to face the truth, because truth sometimes requires you to change, to release something familiar, to step out of a false place of safety, or to admit that you have gone too far down a road that no longer brings light. But my child, truth from me does not come to shame you. Truth from me comes like a lamp in the night, so you will not stumble where you could have avoided falling. Ahead, something heavy may be forming, but that does not mean you are powerless. I am calling you before everything becomes too late, so you may know that wisdom can calm the storm. Obedience can redirect a path, and listening at the right time can become a shield that protects you from unnecessary pain. There are things that, if you ignore them, will quietly grow larger, but if you are willing to stop and bring them into my light, they can be untied, rearranged, and dissolved before they touch your life deeply. I do not want you to wait until everything breaks open before returning to seek peace. I want you to recognize my mercy, even in today's warning. Do not scroll past this call, my beloved child, because within these words there is protection for you. Not protection found only in hearing a message, but in allowing your heart to be awakened. I want you to ask yourself honestly, what in your life is taking away your peace? What are you following while your inner being is no longer at rest? Is there a relationship that is making you smaller, more fearful, and farther from purity? Is there a decision you are preparing to make only because of pressure, lack, or loneliness? Is there a habit you still call harmless, though it is actually darkening your mind and making your heart heavier? These questions are not accusations. They are doors for clarity to enter. Many times, I have reminded you in very gentle ways. Sometimes it was an uneasy feeling in the middle of a choice that seemed good. Sometimes it was a delay that disappointed you, but was actually keeping you from something that was not yet right. Sometimes it was the word of another person touching precisely what you were avoiding. Sometimes it was a night when you could not sleep, not so you would be tormented by anxiety, but so you would realize that something inside you needed to be rearranged before me. I was in those small signs. I knocked on the door of your heart not to punish you, but so you would know that there is still a way back, still time to choose the light. still an opportunity to step out of what is pulling you away from a peaceful life. You have endured pains that shook you. I know that. I saw the days when you thought you could not rise again. The times when you had to smile, though inside you only wanted to break apart. The moments when you were misunderstood and no longer had the strength to explain. The nights when you held sorrow no one knew about. I saw every tear, every sigh, every silence you tried to hide. And because I saw it all, I do not want you to enter another cycle of hurt. I do not want you to go through the same kind of pain under another name. I do not want you to keep believing that endurance is your destiny. While I am opening for you the way of discernment, freedom, and protection, perhaps what you need to do right now is not to run quickly, but to stop deeply. Stop so you can recognize what is the voice of fear and what is the call of peace. Stop so you can distinguish between a true opportunity and a temptation disguised in an attractive appearance. Stop so you can see what is taking away your clarity. Stop so you do not sign yourself into a decision simply because you are tired. Stop so you do not give your heart to a place that does not know how to honor your tenderness. Stop so you do not step any farther into a road where I have already used inner uneasiness many times to remind you to turn back. This pause is not failure. It is wisdom. It is the place where protection begins. I am stretching out my arms to you, not to force you, but to lift you out of danger. I do not want you to live in anxiety as though tragedy is always waiting. I want you to live in awareness, knowing that my love goes ahead to warn, protect, and guide. When you listen, chaos loses some of its power. When you are honest, deception can no longer blind you so easily. When you return to me, the wrong paths no longer hold you with their old pull. You do not need to save yourself by your own strength. You only need to open your heart enough to say, Father, show me what I need to see. Help me release what I need to release. Lead me away from the place that no longer belongs to me. Remain in this listening. My child, let these words become a gentle shield around your mind and heart. If something needs to be soothed, I will give you calm. If something needs to be redirected, I will place clarity within you. If something needs to be avoided, I will give you the courage to step back at the right time. If you have already stepped into something you should not have, I can still open a way out for you in mercy. Do not think you are too late. Do not believe you have gone too far. I am still calling you by the name of love, still extending my hand toward you, still lighting enough light for you to see the next step. Say Amen in your heart as an agreement that you choose to listen, choose to awaken, and choose to let me protect you from what you have not yet fully seen. Do not say it in panic, but with the faith of a child who knows their father does not want to hurt them. I am not threatening you. I am covering you. I am not abandoning you. I am drawing near. I do not want you to be swept into a storm you were never meant to carry. I want you to take refuge in my wisdom, in my peace, and in my light. Stop, my beloved child. Listen. Let this warning become the beginning of a safer, cleaner, and more guided path. When you choose to hear me today, you will realize that my mercy came before the pain, to hold you back, turn your direction, and lead you into the peace I have prepared. I have not been silent in your life. Even when you once thought I was very far away and your prayers were only echoing into emptiness. My beloved child, let me speak to you with tenderness, but also with seriousness. I have always been near. I have seen every step you have taken, every choice you have had to weigh in silence, every burden you have hidden behind a normal appearance, every uneasiness you did not know how to name. There were days when you thought I was not answering, but in truth, I was watching, preserving, and placing small signs on your path so you would not fall into a place that could have been avoided. I never took my eyes off you in the seasons when you felt most alone. I knew when you smiled, but your heart was not at peace. When you tried to keep walking, though, inside there was a gentle voice advising you to stop. When you convinced yourself everything would be fine, even though peace within you had been disturbed many times. The warning you are sensing is not fear trying to trap you, nor is it darkness trying to confuse you. It is my love trying to reach you before something unfolds. I do not come to make you panic, but to help you awaken. I do not remind you to stop because I want to rob you of opportunity, but because I see farther than your eyes can see. There is a situation forming, a direction opening before you, something that may not yet be completely clear, but within it may carry loss, confusion, and pain. If you step into it without my guidance, you may see the surface of the matter, but I see the roots. You may hear promises, invitation, and reasons that sound sensible, but I see motives, consequences, and hidden ties beneath them. That is why I am calling you to stop, listen, and receive what I am speaking to you without hurrying away. Do not let impatience push you past the gentle reminder in your heart. Do not let the pressure of time cause you to ignore wisdom. Do not let the fear of missing out make you grasp something that has not been illuminated by peace. You have gone through enough to know that not every open door is a door I want you to enter. Not every invitation that comes at the right time comes from my guidance. Not everything that looks convenient is something that will nourish you. There are roads that seem easy at first, but the farther you walk, the heavier your heart becomes. There are choices that bring relief in the beginning because you think you have found a way out, but later become burdens you never deserve to carry. Recently, you have had moments when something within you seemed to remind you to slow down, to consider more carefully, to step back, to not say yes too quickly. You felt an uneasiness, a heaviness, a very small whisper repeating itself again and again. Perhaps you tried to ignore it because you did not understand the reason. Perhaps you blamed yourself for being too sensitive. Perhaps you thought you were only worrying too much, that you needed to be bolder, that if you hesitated, the opportunity would pass. I saw all of this, and I do not condemn you. I know you are tired of waiting. I know you want to see everything change. I know you long for a clear path, a specific answer, and relief great enough that you no longer have to brace yourself day after day. But because I love you so deeply, I am correcting your direction right now. I do not want you to enter something completely avoidable simply because you are tired, rushed, afraid, or needing a result too quickly. My beloved child, there are times when delay in my hands is protection. There are times when slowing down is a covering garment. There are times when a door not yet opened is not rejection, but mercy. I want you to learn the difference between pressure and guidance. Pressure makes you tense and afraid that if you do not decide immediately, you will lose everything. My guidance can be serious, but it always carries light, clarity, and a deeper foundation of peace. When something truly comes from me, it does not need to pull you away from purity. It does not need to make you lose your dignity. And it does not require you to deny the warning in your heart. What is coming is not stronger than me, and it is not the final outcome of your life. But it does require your attention. It requires you to lay down impulsiveness and trust my voice more than the voice of pressure. Perhaps your emotions want to run fast, solve everything immediately, and grab the nearest thing to ease your uneasiness. But I invite you to stand still in wisdom. Ask me before you take another step. Let your heart become quiet before you decide. Look again at the fruit of what you are moving toward. Does it draw you closer to peace? Does it make you clearer? Does it force you to hide, rush, compromise, or ignore the truth? Does it make you feel supported? Or does it only make you more tense while you keep telling yourself you must continue? If you stay connected to what I am saying in this moment, you will not walk blindly into injury. You will not have to carry a burden that was never meant for you. You will not have to cry because you ignored the reminder I had already placed within you. I am placing protection over your life, not by forcing you, but by inviting you to listen. I am illuminating what is unclear, not to shame you, but to make you free. I am drawing you out of chaos, not to disorient you, but so you can see a safer, cleaner, and more peaceful road. There is still time for you to change direction. There is still time to say no. There is still time to wait a little longer. There is still time to place everything before me and let me guide you with wisdom. Do not be afraid of slowing down. My child, slowing down does not mean failure. Taking one step back does not mean you are weak. Refusing what makes your heart uneasy does not mean you are missing a blessing. Many times, stopping at the right time is the very door that leads you into a more peaceful life. Many times, the decision not to enter something is the way I preserve your future from unnecessary spirals. I want you to live with open eyes, a soft heart, a clear mind, and feet that know how to wait for my rhythm. You do not need to be led by outside noise. You do not need to let another person's urgency decide your peace. You belong to me, and I know which road will keep you in the light. If this word touches your heart, see it as an invitation to remain in my presence, not to remain in fear, but to remain in listening, not to remain weighed down, but to remain covered. Let every rush within you settle. Let your heart open before my guidance. Speak to me sincerely and say that you want to be protected, that you want to be led, that you want to see clearly what must be seen, and that you want courage to change direction if that is what I am inviting you to do. I am here right now, nearer than you think, gentler than your worry, stronger than what is forming ahead. Listen to me, my beloved child. I am not silent. I am speaking to keep you, warning you to protect you. leading you away from what could steal your peace, and opening before you the road where my clarity, grace, and love will walk with you step by step. I am leading you away from something that appears harmless on the outside, but underneath carries consequences you cannot yet fully see. You may be standing before a decision that seems small, a connection that seems normal, an invitation that sounds favorable, or a path that appears calm but does not lead you into peace. I do not say this to sow confusion in you, and I do not want you to live suspicious of everything around you. I speak because I love you, because I have gone before you, because my eyes see the stretches of road your eyes cannot yet reach. There are things you only see on the surface, but I see the final outcome. There are doors that appear bright at first, but behind them are confusion, weariness, and ties that will cost you much strength to escape. So when I place hesitation within you, do not quickly push it away. My beloved child, the awareness I am calling you to enter is not fear. Fear makes you shrink, hurry, doubt, and lose steadiness. Awareness makes you become still. Observe, pray, discern, and wait for clearer guidance. I do not want you to run away from life. I want you to walk through life with clear eyes, with a heart that is soft but not naive, with kindness but not without boundaries, with faith but not carelessness. You can love and still guard yourself. You can forgive and still not return to the place that wounded you. You can open your heart and still not give authority to things that have not been brought into the light. This is the wisdom I am placing within you, not to limit you, but to protect you. Perhaps in recent days, you have felt a very light but repeated uneasiness. Something in your heart has not been completely at rest, even though outwardly everything seems fine. Perhaps you heard a word, read a message, received a promise, or stood before a choice, and inside you there was a heavy silence you did not know how to name. You told yourself perhaps you were thinking too much. Perhaps old wounds made you sensitive. Perhaps everything would be fine if you simply let time pass. But I say to you that not every inner signal is imagination. There are times when I remind you by withdrawing peace, through a feeling of incompleteness, through a small but persistent warning. So you will stop before entering a place that is not meant for you. When I tell you not to ignore it, it is because I am placing discernment in your hands. That discernment is a gift, but you must still choose to use it. If you ignore what I am revealing, you may step into a field of chaos you never needed to enter. There are lessons you do not need to learn through wounds. There are storms you do not need to step into just to prove you are strong. There are consequences you can avoid if you listen sooner. I do not warn you to take away your freedom. I warn you so you will not use your freedom to open the door to what will bind you. My love does not force, but my love also does not remain silent when you are approaching what could hurt you. Do not panic, because I did not bring this word to harm you. I brought it to save you from things you have not yet seen. I am the one standing between you and what could wound you. I am the one making a way when what lies before you is still unclear. I am the one closing paths that no longer carry life, even if at first you do not understand why. I am the one slowing certain things down so you do not rush to give your heart to the wrong place. Rush to sign something not yet considered. Rush into a relationship lacking truth. Or rush to choose a path only because it promises immediate relief. Remember, not everything that comes quickly comes from me, and not every delay is an obstacle. Sometimes the slowing down is the very protective fence of mercy. You are not alone in this moment. Even though your thoughts are heavy and your heart may be unsettled, I am with you in every breath, in every minute of hesitation, in every time you do not know whether to move forward or stop. I am not standing far away, watching you wrestle alone with your choices. I am speaking directly into your life in many ways, through steadiness when you choose what is right, through heaviness when you draw near to what is wrong, through wise counsel from someone upright in heart, through a door closed at the right time, through a delay that frustrates you, but later causes you to understand it was grace. Learn to recognize the way I guide. I do not always speak with a loud echo. Many times, I lead you through a gentle prompting that refuses to disappear. I know you are used to solving everything by yourself. You often think that if you do not act immediately, the opportunity will be lost. If you do not agree immediately, but how will leave. If you do not handle everything immediately, everything will fall apart. But my child, haste born from pressure usually does not lead you to peace. I am teaching you another rhythm of life, to pause before deciding, to ask me before entering, to consider before opening your heart, to wait before speaking commitment. Speed without guidance can bring you to regret, but slowing down in me will open the way for the right choice. When you give me space to speak, I will show you what should be kept, what should be released, what should come near, and what needs to be left behind. A shift is drawing near, but you need to pay attention so you do not miss it. Perhaps that shift begins with separation from what once felt familiar. Perhaps it begins with realizing that someone does not truly bring peace into your life. Perhaps it begins with rejecting an opportunity that looks attractive but lacks purity. Perhaps it begins with daring to say no to what once made you feel trapped. Do not take those small steps lightly. Every time you choose listening instead of haste, you are stepping into my protection. Every time you choose wisdom instead of pressure, you are aligning yourself with the path I have prepared. Every time you choose peace instead of chaos, you are allowing your future to be preserved. I do not want you to live in cold suspicion, but I want you to live in pure discernment. Bring everything before me. Ask, does this bring you closer to peace? Or pull you away from yourself? Does this make your heart brighter? Or make you have to convince yourself too much? Does this honor the value I placed within you? Or does it require you to shrink yourself to be accepted? When you are honest with these questions, I will meet you in that honesty. I will not let you be lost if you truly desire to be guided. Be calm, my beloved child. Let your heart settle. Do not step forward merely because you are being pushed. Do not stay merely because you fear losing something. Do not open the door merely because you are lonely. Do not say yes only because you are tired of waiting. I am near, and I am covering you with loving guidance. Trust that if I warn you, it is because I see what you cannot see. If I hold you back, it is because I know what lies ahead. If I call you to step out, It is because I have prepared a wider place for you. I speak because I love you. I lead because I want to save you from chaos. And I will continue walking with you step by step until you stand firm in the clarity, peace, and freedom I have prepared for you. I do not speak these words to make you more confused, but to give you clarity before that important moment draws near. My beloved child, I know there are times when life presses in so heavily that you think you must decide quickly, react immediately, and keep moving even though your heart is not truly at peace. But I did not design you to live in obscurity, and I do not want you to learn every lesson through tears, loss, and regret, while I am still calling you, while my voice is still gently sounding in your heart. That is proof that you can still be led onto a better road. I do not come to make you afraid, but to place a lamp before your steps so you can clearly see what comes from peace and what is only wearing the appearance of urgency to pull you away from my covering. If you stay close to my voice, what is unclear will gradually become clear. What seemed as though it had to be done immediately will begin to slow down under the light of wisdom. You will recognize that not every opportunity opening before your eyes is a door I have prepared for you. Not every invitation leads to life, and not every intense emotion is a sign that you should enter. The more something pushes you to hurry, the more you need to stop and listen to me. There are roads that look convenient on the outside, but inwardly take your peace little by little. There are connections, decisions, and habits that seem familiar, yet for a long time have quietly exhausted you, shaken your heart, and made the foundation of your life less steady. I have seen the cycle you keep repeating. I see how you return to old worries, old reactions, old choices, and then wonder why your heart is exhausted. I see you trying to move forward by your own strength, trying to make everything right, trying to prove that you are strong enough, trying to keep things that have many times taken away your peace. I do not take your effort lightly. I know you have tried very hard. I know there are days when you still rise, even though inside you are not sure you have enough strength. I know there are times when you still smile, still do what needs to be done, still care for others while your heart silently begs for rest. I honor that endurance. But today I am inviting you beyond mere survival. I do not only want you to keep living inside the old cycle, I want you to be free from it. Therefore, I am asking you to change direction, not because you have failed, but because you are close enough now to recognize that the old no longer has the right to lead you. Your next step matters more than you think. It is not only a small decision in an ordinary day, it can open or delay things connected to your future, your peace, your family, and the new season I am preparing. There are consequences your eyes have not seen, but I see them. There are traps covered with attractive appearances, but I see through them. There are roads that, if you enter in haste, will take you a long time to return from to peace. So I call you to stop, not to hinder you, but to save you from regret later. Listen deeply in this moment. Do not listen only with passing curiosity, but let my word touch the place where you have many times ignored the warning. Your awareness today will become a shield for tomorrow. Your gentle obedience today will keep you from roads that would hurt your heart. Your slowing down today may be the very thing that opens a safer, better, cleaner, and more peaceful path. You are not being left behind simply because I tell you to stop. You are not losing an opportunity simply because I tell you to wait. You are being redirected. I am turning your steps away from the place that drains you and toward the place where there is life, stability, protection, and true blessing. So, my beloved child, do not resist my adjustment. Do not see slowing down as failure. Do not see warning as condemnation. I am loving you with a love strong enough to stop you before you step into what is not meant for you. I am covering you with wisdom so you may choose what brings peace, not what only brings temporary excitement. Let your heart soften. Let me rearrange your direction. Let me bring you out of the old cycle and lead you into something better. Say 777 as a sign of trust, that you are ready to receive guidance, ready to step out of haste, and ready to receive the blessings I am preparing for you.